San Francisco is one of the most beautiful cities in the United States and the jewel of Northern California. The city is full of history, great neighborhoods, parks, beaches, museums, and a whole host of entertainment options and things to do. San Francisco is quickly becoming one of the most visited cities in the US, and it's easy to see. The city by the bay packs a lot of fun into just a 7-mile by 7-mile area. With an eclectic mix of neighborhoods, there's truly something for everyone in San Francisco. From the rugged coastline and the redwood tree-filled parks to the busy streets of the city itself, there's plenty to do. With so much to do in this amazing city, let us take a look at the best things to do in San Francisco. 1. Golden Gate Bridge. Between San Francisco Bay and Marin County is the world-famous Golden Gate Bridge. The bridge has been declared one of the modern wonders of the world. It was opened in 1937, and at that time it was the longest suspension bridge ever created. Made from steel and with a total length of 1.7 miles, it is the most photographed bridge anywhere in the world. There are 6 lanes of traffic on the bridge carrying millions of passengers every year. Before the bridge was built, people used to have to get a ferry between the two places. The ferry company was called Golden State Ferry Company, and at one point it was the largest ferry company on the planet. 2. Alcatraz Island. 1.25 miles off the San Francisco shoreline sits Alcatraz Island. Tour what was once a federal penitentiary that held the nation's most dubious criminals and enjoy a picturesque boat ride off the coast to travel there and back. Although accessible from the mainland in as little as 15 minutes by ferry, Alcatraz felt exceptionally isolated for those who were imprisoned there, and it was famous for letting no prisoners escape alive. It was also the site of a 19-month-long occupation by Native Americans activists. 3. Fisherman's Wharf. One of the most popular tourist attractions in San Francisco and even the US, Fisherman's Wharf runs all the way from Pier 39 through to Municipal Pier at the end of Aquatic Park. For over a century, its historic waterfront was the hub of San Francisco's fishing fleet and is still famous for having some of the best seafood restaurants in the city. Other tourist attractions at the wharf include museums, souvenir stores, historical buildings, scenic vistas over the bay, and the famous sea lions at Pier 39. 4. Ride the cable cars. Cable cars were introduced in 1873 to help locals contend with the many hills the city is built on. Today, the few remaining cable cars offer tourists a great way to explore the city in historic fashion. Since 1964, these tram-like vehicles have had the unique distinction of being the only public transport system to be declared a historic monument. The Powell Mason and Powell Height are the most scenic routes. If you are planning on more than a couple of rides or are going to be sightseeing for a few days, you should consider buying a pass. 5. Chinatown. San Francisco's Chinatown is the oldest Chinatown in North America and the largest one outside of Asia. So yes, you need to see it. This particular neighborhood was created due to the large number of Chinese immigrants in San Francisco during the 1800s. With cultural elements such as the Bank of Canton and the Sing Chong building, as well as authentic culinary wonders such as dim sum, you'll soon lose track of time meandering through Chinatown's streets. 6. Palace of Fine Arts. The only structure remaining from the 1915 World's Fair, the Palace of Fine Arts features a classical Roman rotunda with curved colonnades situated in an idyllic park setting with a classical European-style lagoon. It's a great place to unwind, have a picnic, and watch the swans float elegantly by. It also has a theater offering a variety of shows, musical and cultural events. 7. Twin Peaks. The Twin Peaks in San Francisco are a world-famous tourist attraction and offer spectacular views of the Bay Area. The peaks were initially called Los Pechos de la Choca, meaning breasts of the maiden. The two peaks are adjacent to each other and stand at 922 feet. There are animals and plants in abundance, and as you make your way to the top you are sure to see plenty. Apart from the peaks, there is a 64-acre park that gives you an idea of how San Francisco looked before the development we see today. 8. Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Golden Gate National Recreation Area, not to be confused with Golden Gate Park, is a huge natural area located across the Golden Gate Bridge from downtown San Francisco. This 600-square-mile park in Marin County is a designated biosphere reserve and home to a myriad of attractions. It is also simply a beautiful place to enjoy nature and relax. The park has walking trails, campgrounds, picnic areas, and beautiful beach areas. Some of the beaches have fabulous views of the Golden Gate Bridge. The park is also a place of history and home to the historic Fort Baker, a former U.S. Army post from the early 20th century. 9. Golden Gate Park. If California had a Central Park equivalent, Golden Gate Park would undoubtedly be it. Though Golden Gate Park sees a small fraction of the visitors its New York counterpart does, Central Park welcomes upward of 25 million, while Golden Gate sees more than 13 million yearly. It's about 174 acres bigger. Central Park is 843 acres. The park offers so much to see and do, it could take an entire day to experience all that it has to offer. Trails, picturesque picnic spaces, playgrounds, sports courts, gardens, museums and more can be found within its evergreen borders. With so many options available, it's best to map out ahead of time what you want to do, though some attractions warrant a visit, regardless of traveler taste. 10. Napa Valley. Less than 1.5 hours from San Francisco, Napa Valley and Sonoma Valley are the two best known and largest grape-growing areas in California. Many people day trip to this area to enjoy the scenery and stop in at some of the sites along the way. Situated at the southern end of the valley of the same name, some 52 miles from San Francisco, Napa is one of the largest Californian towns north of San Francisco. This is an incredibly scenic area with a drier climate than the coastal regions. It was founded in 1848 and bears the name of the long-extinct Napa Indians. The western boundary is formed by the Napa Mountains. The Howell Mountains form the eastern boundary of Napa County and they also protect the valley from storms.